We are on chapter 6, Swamp Creature, of our Magic Treehouse book. Tigers at Twilight. Caw, caw, ah, caw, caw. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Jack slowly came out of his dream. Where is he dreaming? Where is he taking a nap right now? Mila? On the back of an elephant. He opened his eyes with a start. What does that mean? He opened his eyes with a start. What does that mean? Camden's doing it. What does that mean? Like you're kind of like, no. What does that mean to open your eyes with a start? Chris, sit up.
It's like, have you ever seen like the Godzilla movie where he's just laying there and then he's like,
Oh yeah, like suddenly, right?
yeah, like all in the action movies, they're like sitting there and then out of the ordinary, pop.
Yeah, good. Okay. He opened his eyes with a start. He was surrounded by hazy sunlight. Where am I? He thought in a panic. Then he remembered. He was in India on an elephant's back. He sat up through the haze. He saw that Saba was standing on a muddy stream bank. Jack yawned. Where was Annie? The other elephants were upstream. They sprayed water on each other with their trunks. Teddy, Ka, and Co were at the edge of the forest. Teddy sniffed the tall grass. The langurs ate flowers. Good morning, called Annie. She was sitting on a big black rock downstream. She was barefoot and soaking wet. Hi, said Jack. How did you get down? Teddy and I slid off Saba into the mud, said Annie. Try it, but throw down your sneakers and backpack first. Annie went to Saba's side. Her feet were buried in mud up to her ankles. Jack threw his things down to Annie. Then he patted Saba's rough, wrinkled skin. Thanks for the ride, he said softly. The elephant touched him one last time with her trunk. Jack slid down her side, feet first, and fell into the mud. He caught himself with his hands. They sank into the mud past his wrists. His glasses were splattered, too. Wash up in the stream, Annie said. She put Jack's pack and shoes on the rock while Jack waded into the cool water. He washed the mud off his hands and feet. He rinsed off his glasses. Then he looked around. Saba had joined the rest of the herd. The elephants looked beautiful in the morning mist. Everything looked beautiful. Yellow and blue water birds spread their wings. Mossy hanging vines swayed in the breeze. Huge white flowers floated on top of the stream. Then Jack saw a strange sight. It looked like a horn and two ears sticking out of the water. One ear flicked away a fly. That's a weird creature out here, he called to Annie. It looks like it has a horn. Annie waded into the stream. I better check the book, said Jack. He hurried to his pack, wiping his wet hands on his t-shirt. He pulled out the India book. There was a picture of a horn sticking out of the water. He read, the one-horned... Does anybody know? What do you think it is? You can shout out.
Rhino!
Good, yeah. The one-horned rhinoceros, or rhino, washes in a forest stream. Rhinos are not usually dangerous, but because they do not see well, they sometimes charge at things by mistake. A loud noise will usually stop them. Jack felt sorry for the rhinos. Too bad animals can't wear glasses, he thought. He read more. The Indian rhino is a very endangered animal. We know what that means. This means that there are not many left. People called poachers kill them and sell their body parts as medicine and good luck charms. Jack started to take out his notebook. Just then, a slurpy sloshing sound came from the water. Whoa, said Annie. Jack looked up. The rhino rose from the stream. He looked like an ancient swamp creature. Oh man, said Jack. The rhino peered at Annie with his tiny eyes. Then he snorted and lowered his head. His horn pointed right at Annie. Make a loud noise, Jack yelled. Annie clapped her hands and shouted, We come in peace! The rhino stopped. He grunted, then he sank back into the water. Annie laughed. Whew, said Jack. I better take some notes about that big guy. Arf, arf, Teddy barked from the edge of the forest. I'll show you the picture before I move on.
Rhino.
better get Teddy, said Annie. She hurried out of the stream and ran to get the dog. Jack pulled out his notebook and wrote, "One-horned rhino, an endangered animal, needs glasses." "Jack!" shouted Annie. She was racing towards him with Teddy at her heels. "Come quick!" "What's wrong?" he said. "We found something terrible." Annie was close to tears. Really terrible. Okay, that's it. Just kidding. I'm going to read one more. Chapter 7, Trapped. Jack threw his things into his pack and followed Annie to the forest edge. Teddy stayed close to them, whining. Ka and Co bounded around, chattering nervously. As Jack got close, he saw a tiger. The tiger was laying on his side, completely still. His eyes were closed. His front paw was caught in a trap. "Is he dead?" said Jack. "No, he's still breathing," Annie said. A tear ran down her cheek. "He's worn out from struggling. He must have gotten caught last night. That's the sound that we heard." "What can we do?" said Jack. "Well, we have to free him," said Annie. She started towards the tiger. Wait, Jack grabbed her. "Tigers eat people, you know." He took a deep breath. "Let's see what the book says first." "Hurry," said Annie. Jack opened their India book. He found a chapter called Tiger Traps, and he read. Okay, before I read this, I want you guys to remember what we talked about. And sometimes when we read things in books, it kind of like might make us sick to our tummy, right? Like it might make us a little bit sad. And sometimes it can inspire us, right, to tell other people so that we can have change happen, right? If something bothers you, then maybe it's like something that you can be passionate about helping to end. Okay? Poachers catch Indian tigers with steel traps. This is against the law. That means that it's not
illegal.
And that means that it is illegal, right? It's not something that the government allows them to do. After trapping a tiger, they kill it and sell the body parts for money. Like the rhino, the tiger is a very endangered species. If the killing does not end, they both face extinction. Extinction means that someday there may be no Indian tigers or rhinos left on Earth. "Oh man, we do have to save him," said Jack. Under the writing was a picture of a steel trap used to catch tigers. Jack studied it. It looked horrible. "Okay," he said. He showed the picture to Annie. "Here's the plan. I'll push down on this part. The trap will spring open. Then you pull his leg out. Got it?" "Got it," said Annie. "Sit, Teddy." The little dog sat. The Langers watched silently as Jack and Annie moved closer to the tiger. He was the most majestic creature Jack had ever seen. His huge head was a dark orange color. He had perfect black and white stripes around his wide face. The leg in the ugly steel trap was bleeding. Slowly, silently, Jack pushed down the lever. He raised the bar off the tiger's leg. The tiger kept sleeping. Slowly, silently, Annie freed the tiger's leg. She stroked his fur gently. "Get well," she whispered. The tiger didn't move. Slowly, silently, Jack and Annie stood up. They turned around. They started tiptoeing back towards the Langers. "Coo, coo, coo," warned Ka and Co. What's up, DJ?
I have a baby tiger at home.
Is it real?
The stuffy?
Oh, I see Teddy, the dog.
Jack and Annie turned back. The tiger was on his feet. He stared right at them. His eyes seemed to glow. Jack looked about wildly. How could they escape? The tiger snarled at Jack and Annie. Then slowly, silently, he started towards them. Chapter 8 is called Wonder Dog. The huge tiger limped closer and closer to Jack and Annie. Jack clapped his hands. "We come in peace," he shouted. But the tiger didn't turn away. His eyes blazed, his lip curled. "Arf, arf!" Teddy barked fiercely at Annie. "Teddy says run and hide," said Annie. She grabbed Jack's hand and pulled him over to the bank. "Wait, what about Teddy?" he cried. "Don't worry," Annie said. She pulled Jack down behind the black rock. "What about Teddy?" Jack asked again. "He's okay, he told me," said Annie. Jack heard Teddy's bark turn to fierce growls. Arf, arf, arr! The growls grew louder and louder. That doesn't sound like Teddy, said Jack. Then suddenly, there was silence. A strange silence. Teddy? Annie asked. Now she sounded worried. Annie raised her head. She and Jack both peered over the rock. Teddy stood tall and brave in the grass. The tiger was limping away. He disappeared between the trees. All the forest seemed to hold its breath until Annie broke the silence. Teddy, you're a wonder dog, she said. The langurs clapped and jumped up and down. Arf, arf! Teddy was just like a small scruffy dog again. He wagged his tail and ran to Jack and Annie. Annie scooped him up into her arms. Wait. It said Teddy was just like a small scruffy dog again. So what does that mean happened? If he's a small scruffy dog again, what do you think happened? Turn and talk to somebody. What do you think happened?
Yeah, that would be
I don't know, but I think
you want to buy them.
I think he was sad because he got. I think Morgan got transformed a
Okay,
dog.
3, 2, 1. I think DJ was spot on. DJ said, I think he turned into like one of those big, like ferocious dogs. Like he grew in size to be the size of the tiger almost to like scare him away. Because if like he's a small dog again, that kind of implies that like he wasn't for a time, right? Christian? A wonder dog is like amazing. Like if something's like a wonder, it's like something that's like amazing and out of
rare.
this world.
And rare.
I actually have to
Rare.
see my dad's details.
You did.
YouTube.
Hassan?
When the means like
Oh, thank you.
imagine I saw something bad, and then someone came like to protect me, and then he fights in wonder. I mean, like he was so amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep going, okay? How did you drive away that tiger? Asked Jack, rubbing Teddy's head. Did you turn into a wild dog? Teddy just panted and licked them both. Jack pushed his glasses into place and looked back at the forest. Well, I guess we won't be getting a thank you gift from that tiger, he said. Annie laughed. I guess not, she said. I wonder where our gift is. And I wonder where the tree house is, said Jack. Ka and Co chattered at Jack. Then they bounded down the bank, waving their arms. They want us to follow them again, said Annie. Come on. She and Jack grabbed their things off the rock. They hurried down the stream after the langurs. The water shimmered in the early light. Silver fish leapt into the air. Teddy bounded ahead with Ka and Co. Soon they disappeared around a bend. Jack and Annie followed them. When they went around the bend, they saw a man sitting cross-legged on a rock. The langur sat close to them. The man's eyes were closed. He had long white hair and a long white beard. His skin was brown, and he looked very peaceful. We will read chapter 9 tomorrow. It's called The Hermit. Virtual friends, thank you guys for joining us for our read aloud, and we will see you tomorrow.